Hey, Alex, Tom again. Let's talk blades. Surprise, right? Now, there's a bunch of different blade grinds. You got Scandi, you got convex, you got flat, you got sabre, you got Scandi vex, which is a Scandi grind down the edge and then it's convexed over to an edge. Flat grinds, all kind of grinds. And it's a personal preference as to what you like. Now, I got it straight from a couple of knife makers. Convex, flat, and straight, and not convex, but flat and saber are their two favorites because of the edge holding, the toughness of the edge, and whatnot. Now, I've owned all kind of knives. Moores is synonymous with the Scandi grind. Condors are convex. K-bars, saber grind. Ontario knives makes a lot of flat grinds. So hollow grinds. Now the thing is with a hollow ground, which is something you have to talk about. So this is flat. See how it goes here to here, one slope. But a hollow grind, in here, when the grind wheel goes down, it makes a slight ditch all the way down the blade. So if this is 2 millimeters thick, this hollow grind in here only might be half a millimeter thick. Now, what that means is a hollow grind slices like mad. You can cut meat and they're nice, for butchering and stuff. Okay, so if your knife gets stuck, right? Now, you take your knife, and you don't do this, you kind of give it a twist, you yank, a pull. You're going to chip out your blade on any hollow grind. If it doesn't happen, at that particular time, it will happen sooner or later. Now, everybody has their own personal preference for what kind of blade they like. I like flat grind. I like saber grind is my favorite. Years ago when I had a more bushcraft black and some companions and whatnot. I was out hunting one day and I ran into the old woodsman back behind the house, Joe. And oh, that's a nice looking knife. Thanks. Can I see it? Yeah, sure. Whoa, what's the matter? This blade's way too sharp. Oh, Joe, there's no such a thing as too sharp. Oh, yes, there is, Tommy. Well, okay, well, can you explain that to me? Because, I've never heard that expression before. So let me put it to you this way. Okay. You're doing a deer with this knife. Yeah. You nick a bone or whatever, now you got a chip of your blade that's going to screw you up the rest of the day because this grind is way too skinny. Now, this man not knowing knives, this blade is way too skinny. This has got a blade for like carving wood and stuff. He knows what he's talking about. So, through the course of time and ages, I've had woodmen, older guys look at my knives. And one guy said to me, now, I keep, my hunting knives like this. This will be sharp. Sharp. But I used to keep them like razors, as sharp as I could finally get them. Good job, but that's not a very good edge. What do you mean? It just, didn't even touch your thumbnail. It's too fine. So you probably worked on this for hours to get it this sharp. Yeah, I did. Yeah, first deer you skin, the first squirrel you get, you're not going to have much of an edge. You're just going to have a little rounded thing. Well, once that fine edge wears off, well, no, Tommy. Once that fine edge wears off, you got just a regular field sharp blade that you don't know how sharp it's going to be. What's your suggestion? You sit down, you sharpen a knife, Tommy. You take it, you go like this. Yeah. See that thumbnail shavings? Yep. It's a sharp knife. It's not too sharp, it's not dull, it's not... Okay. Well, why is that, Joe? Well, because if you get it too sharp, you're going to have problems with the edge. Don't get it sharp enough, obviously. He said, but if it'll shave your thumbnail with ease, that's a good sharp edge. It's a field edge. It's going to be tough enough to hold up, but yet sharp enough to do the job. Not that I didn't notice. I just, let him ramble. I was like, oh, okay, Joe. So, go home and run that across the stone, knock that edge down, and bring it back up to a field edge. I go home. I don't listen. So, it was deer season that year. I have a custom knife made by Backwoods Knives. Scandi grind on it. Oh man, that thing will shave your face. Put down a deer. Not a problem skinning it. Not a problem quartering it. Nothing. Second one, same deal. Third, same deal. Fourth, same. Fifth, same deal. Not my, everybody has family. So we take them all home, and we go to butcher them, and I'm literally quartering deer with the same knife I just cleaned 5 deer with. Deer hides notoriously rough on edges. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to sharpen this. So a couple of days after the meat sets up in the freezer, we all get together and we butcher. I skinned, gutted, and butchered 5 deer with this Scandi grind. When I got all done and over with it, I went to hone it, and I have a ceramic rod right now. Clunk? What? No, and I can't. Clunk? What? And there's chips all up the blade from where I nicked a bone, twisted it the wrong way while it was cold. So I nicked that knife all microchips. So back on the hone, and I honed that knife for about an hour. Finally, I got it to where it was smooth across the edge on a piece of cotton. You take it and you go. If there's no microchips, the cotton won't pull out. So I got it to where I needed to go. Following year, I had a different knife. I had a knife made by Crow and Eagle Trading Company. Piece of crap knife. But I had it with me. I put down a doe that morning, gutted her, hung her up, put down a buck later on that day. My cousin did. Same thing. Took the 3 deer back, left the knife alone. Went back the next day, got about halfway through the first deer, dull as dull as dull. So that depends on what you like, and the quality of the knife, everything, because this is a custom knife. Josh was kind enough to send me this, but this knife here cost you about $225. Alright? I haven't sharpened this yet. I haven't honed it yet. I haven't done anything to this knife except used it. Just wanted to see about that 90 while I was here. Now, this is a $25 Gerber. And recently I just ran it across a piece of leather. So I had to sharpen this, hone it, not sharpen. I had to hone this knife 3 times in the last year. That knife beat it through thick and thin. Feather sticks and fishing. I love the knife for fishing. EDC carry, everything this knife has been through. You can see the handles, it's getting a little wear on it and stuff. $25. And I had to hone it a couple of times. So that's a sabre ground. This is flat. So it all depends on what your preference is per blade design. Flat ground blades, they're not meat slicers. They slice through, but they don't open the meat up for the knife to go any farther. Sabre grind's a good cutter for meat. Now, that's where a hollow grind shines, because a hollow grind's got a little lip coming off the edge, and then it goes into that hollow. It comes up the edge and that lip opens it up. And then it goes back into the hollow. But that little lump, edge, roll, whatever you call it, is pulling that meat apart as that knife blade goes through. So for butchering, I think the hollow grind is the best. Concave is the same thing. Concave is a good butchering um, type because it pushes the meat apart as it's going through and holds it apart. So you're working up the meat. So there's a neighbors. There's a lot of different things with knives. You know, it's all your preference and what you want to do. And so, just something to think about. So, this is Tom. Thank you for your time and your patience. And we'll see you guys on the next one.